Hello and welcome to Insights, the podcast with your host, Joe Pane. Join me in this deep exploration of our personal journeys from ambition to meaning, where we stop living life fast and start living life deep. This is a journey of waking up and realizing that our lives have never been about us, but about others. True success leaves positive ripple effects on other souls. I believe that success needs to be redefined from our own personal ambitious endeavors to be redefined as the value that we leave and give to others around us. Join me now as we begin this journey to deeper connections, even more fulfillment, some fun, curiosity, life, love, and all good things. Your deeper journey from ambition to meaning starts right now. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to episode 61. Joe Pane here. I hope you're all doing great. And here we are, fast approaching mid-2021. Incredible how fast it's all going. Hope you're all doing great. So today, in today's episode, I thought what we would focus on is the single reason why you are attracted to anything that you are attracted to. And what by attraction, I mean the kind of work that you do, the relationships that you have, activities that you're involved in, hobbies that you might be attracted to, or certain rituals that you might be doing. But there's, universally speaking, from a behavioral standpoint, there is only one reason why we do anything that we do. In fact, this is the one core driver of all experiences. The reason why we, choose to live in a certain area, the reason why we go on a certain holiday, or whatever the experience is. And this one reason for most of us is unconscious. So this one reason I'm about to share with you is not, you don't go into a job thinking that the reason why I'm going for this job, or the reason why I'm starting this business, or the reason why I'm beginning this, change in career direction is because insert the number one reason here. It's something that's unconscious. Unconscious, of course, means out of our awareness. We don't consciously go into a relationship, whether it's a friendship or a love relationship, because of this one reason. It's not at the forefront of our mind. At the forefront of our mind, in any experience that we take on, are the more superficial justifications in terms of why we do something. Oh, I'm in a relationship with this person because I like this, and this about them, or whatever it might be. And whilst all of that, by the way, is accurate, the underlying deeper driver is a universal reason that every single human being on the planet, well, I'll speak for Western society because that's what I'm familiar with. It's the number one reason why you would do anything. So what is this number one reason, Joe? My God, just tell us. So the number one reason, or the core driving reason why we do anything, is so we can grow. Growth is the reason. Anything that we are to enter into, starting a new business, changing the business direction, starting a new job, changing our career direction, beginning a new relationship, starting a new hobby, taking on a new skill, continuing on with that skill, continuing on with that job, that career, that relationship, and so on, is driven by growth. Growth is absolutely the number one reason, or the reason why we would do anything. Think about this for a moment. And I've got a few other angles I want to share with you here on this. Currently, as I'm speaking into the microphone here, sharing this particular episode with you, I've got about like 4 or 5 different conversations going on in my head at once that I want to share with you all at once, but I can't. So I need to sort through this in my mind as I'm speaking with you. So when it comes to growth, think of nature. Again, oh God, he's talking about the trees again. Yes, thinking about nature. Everything in nature, and you've heard me quote this before in past episodes perhaps, everything in nature, everything in the world is either green and growing or ripe and rotting. I think they were the words of Ray Kroc. I don't actually know who said those words. Green and growing, ripe or rotting. So everything is either expanding or shrinking. Everything is either contributing or it's not. The universe, everything within the planet And beyond it, everything in the universe, anything that's alive is either breathing out or breathing in. Everything in our life is either expanding or shrinking. Everything in our life is either growing or dying. Our comfort zone is either expanding or detracting. I'm sure this all makes complete sense to you. And so the reason that drives us into anything that we're attracted to, for whatever the justification might be, we might be attracted to something because of the challenge. We might be attracted to it because, whatever it is, whether it's a relationship, career, and so on, we might be attracted to it because of some other reason, or why we want to be with that person or hang out with that friend, or the reason why I love running is because I love the movement of it, or whatever my justification of running is, or whatever the thing is that you and I love to do or are attracted to. Fundamentally, under the layers of consciousness, in the unaware layers of unconsciousness, it's so we can grow. It's so we can grow. Now, but how can you say this with so much certainty? Like, how do you know that's true? That's a good question. Well, anytime I'm not sure whether I'm 100% or if I want to test if this is accurate, I reverse engineer it. So by reverse engineering is a fancy way of saying, well, okay, well, let's take growth away. Let's just presuppose that growth is a complete lie that I'm saying to you. Let's just presuppose that what I'm sharing with you here is completely and utterly inaccurate. Well, if you take growth away, how attractive is your business if you're not growing? How attractive is your relationship with your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, if you are not growing together, if you're not growing and he or she's not growing? How attractive is that friendship if you're not growing? How attractive is that hobby or that career or that, not, I've already mentioned career. How attractive is that hobby or that thing that you do if you are not growing? I'm telling you, take away growth, it gets replaced by boredom. And boredom is that finite place that doesn't last very long, because you go from growth to boredom to detraction, contraction, shrink. Your comfort zone shrivels. Does that make sense? So growth is the absolute reason why we do anything. Think about it. And what I love about what I'm sharing with you here, I trust that you love it as well for this reason, and that is that in just sharing this with you, it brings growth to the forefront of the mind. It brings a conscious awareness in terms of why we would do anything is so we can grow. Now, this is an important conversation because the precursor, the prerequisite, the fundamental thing that needs to be present in order for growth to happen is uncertainty. Or, as I've shared with many people in my workshops, uncertainty is also, call it challenge, call it adventure. Some people might even refer to it as variety. But uncertainty is the prerequisital seed. That's fancy language, isn't it? Prerequisital seed it's a prerequisite. It's a precursor. It's the seed that has to be present in order for something to grow. Think about it. Because as I think Eckhart Tolle said in one of the lectures I attended, I was blessed to attend in person a couple of years back when he was touring Australia. He said something like, nothing in nature grows unless met with an obstacle. Nothing in nature grows unless met with an obstacle. Obstacle, uncertainty, challenge, adventure. Variety is a soft way of saying it, or a softer version of it, if that makes sense. So uncertainty is a prerequisite to all growth. Now, here's the thing, and I hope you take this away from this. I hope this is something you take away from today's chat, and it's this, right? So many people correlate uncertainty with fear. So many people correlate uncertainty with fear. And what I'm saying to you is that when we correlate uncertainty with fear, that is not speaking a universal truth. That's an egoic truth. It comes from our ego. It comes from our mind. It comes from, obviously, from a fear expression. But from a natural perspective, from a universal perspective, from a nature perspective, from a soul perspective, uncertainty is correlated with growth. What a difference. My God. This is one of those moments where I start feeling like I'm getting more excited than my audience. It happens to me a lot. But don't you think that's really cool? Is that so many people correlate uncertainty with fear? Because uncertainty equates to the unknown, the mysterious, the darkness, the blackness. Fear, it's correlated with what you can't control, what you can't see, you can't control, or better the devil you know. Oh my God, better the devil you know. Oh my God, please. So I may as well stay with a relationship or a career that I'm bored with because better the devil that I know. In other words, what that's saying is I may as well stay with something that I'm not growing in because at least I know that and I can control that. How dare I adventure out into something new and unfamiliar? I mean, heaven forbid I might grow. I mean, really? I can't stand that better the devil. I think that's a cliche that has really misguided a lot of people. So, what if we now realize that the true essence of nature, the truest of truths of nature, shows us that uncertainty, obstacles, challenges, adventures are to be correlated with growth. It's a prerequisite to all growth. I love that. And that's my main message for you here today in this episode 61. I've got to tell you, I've got to share this with you. I might have said this in the last episode. Please forgive me if I said this. But I'm so delighted and so proud of 61 episodes of content that I put together from the work that I do, from the workshops I deliver. Often, what I deliver in my podcast has been inspired by a workshop I would have delivered only a few days earlier or the previous week. Because what happens is when I'm with a live audience, whether it's on Zoom or face to face, it's uncanny how I don't know, I just get inspired by what someone has said to me or a question that was asked, a great question that was asked, a phenomenal insight that an audience member would have shared that inspires new thoughts in me with what I'm teaching. And I love that. So let me just share with you again what I believe is the most important part of this message. What if we correlated uncertainty with growth? Because that is natural fact versus the ego that wants to correlate uncertainty. Wants to correlate uncertainty, yes, with fear. And that's what most people do. I know a lot of people in my family and other people who, anytime things get unknown, uncertain, or shaky, or challenging, fear comes in. What if in that moment we realize, boy, oh boy, we're about to have a growth spurt? And this is not just gobbledygook, positive talk, reframing. This comes from nature. And anything that comes from nature, I absolutely believe in. In fact, I don't even need belief. I just connect with it. It's like if that's what nature says, then that's what it bloody is. So that's how I live my life. That's how I've learned to live my life anyway, is by following natural law. So I hope this is valuable to you. And I'm going to add one more thing before I close this session off, and it's this. How do you handle more uncertainty into your life so you can grow more? How do you embrace more of the unknown so we can expand more? How do we embrace the mystery of the unknown so we can become more? Well, the way that you do that is you also need to have areas of your life that you can lean on, have areas of your life that you can build some security on, comfort on, safety on, or certainty in. Having a relationship in your life that you can, by lean on, what I mean by that, someone you can talk to in your world, in your inner world that you can talk to, someone you can reach out and connect with, where you can be unedited, unfiltered, and be yourself and be genuinely not judged, and have that as your safe haven. Someone who is your safe haven, whether that's your son, your daughter, your husband, your wife. I'm blessed that I have my wife as my safe haven, someone who I can turn to and talk to about anything, literally. And then, it might be a hobby or ritual that you can turn to. I have running as another area of my life that I can turn to as a safe haven. It's something that I know very, very well. So I think having an area of your life to lean on, or multiple areas of your life to lean on, multiple people, or might be, other experiences that you have, other things that you can embrace, hobbies and rituals, that you can embrace where you can build that platform, that stage, that base of certainty, comfort. So then from there, you can bounce off that stage and handle more expansion so you can grow more. So I trust and hope that this has been valuable to you. So I love that. Stop correlating uncertainty with fear and correlate it with the truth. Correlate uncertainty with the natural truth of the universe. It is the precursor, the fundamental prerequisite to all growth. And we are designed to grow, absolutely designed to grow. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I really, really appreciate it. Love it. Episode 61 complete. I hope you got something from this today. And I'm looking forward to, of course, reconnecting with you in the next episode as we keep going into the journey of insights. And thank you so much. And also, by the way, thank you so much for all your wonderful, beautiful comments that I get through Messenger, through the odd, LinkedIn message as well. And some people have got my number, so I'll get a text message or I'll receive an email about something that's got nothing to do with my podcast, and people will share with me, oh, by the way, I really liked what you said about blah, blah in the last episode. It's great because I'm used to being in front of live audiences, and every time I record one of these podcasts, it's just me and my little 15.4-inch computer screen with my little microphone in my study. And as I'm sharing these insights, I pray that these insights are making sense and are adding value to people's lives. So let me know. Shoot me a message on Messenger. You can follow me on Joe Pane Insights at my Facebook fan page or LinkedIn. I'm very I love LinkedIn. I've met a lot of people through LinkedIn. It's been phenomenal. So thank you so much. Okay. So, and remember, if you haven't given this a 5-star rating and you genuinely feel from the soul of your soul that this is a 5-star valuable podcast, I would love for you to hop onto Apple Podcasts and rate the podcast 5 stars. That would be wonderful. It's incredible. I think there's 92 5-star reviews now, all just from people from all walks of life, and I really, really appreciate it. Okay, that's enough from me. I'm going to wrap up now. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed episode 61. Looking forward to reconnecting with you soon. Thanks so much. Enjoy. Bye for now. I'm Joe Pane, and you've been listening to Insights, the podcast. If you haven't yet, subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. You can now follow my insights on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'm looking forward to being with you again very soon in the next episode of Insights, the podcast.